Hi, it's Taylor T. Carlson. I'm back with another video for you. Today we're going to be taking a look at Mega Man 4 for the Game Boy, or as it was called in Japan, Rockman World 4. There were 5 Mega Man games for the Game Boy in total, with the first 4 games taking elements from the NES game of the same name and the following NES game. As such, Mega Man 4 for the Game Boy takes elements from Mega Man 4 on the NES and Mega Man 5 on the NES. The 5th Game Boy game eventually went with its own story that was completely unique, but we'll get to that in a later review. Essentially, Mega Man 4 starts out with Dr. Wily releasing several former robot masters to wreak havoc on the world, and Mega Man has to spring into action, fighting against 4 of the robot masters from Mega Man 4 on the NES. Following his successful defeat of them, along the way, gaining access to things like rush powers and beat the combat bird, he battles Ballade, the latest of the Mega Man killers created by Dr. Wily, fighting 4 of the robot masters from Mega Man 5. Once again, you'll get to use robot master powers from one game on robot masters from another, which makes for a pretty interesting dynamic. And after you defeat that set of robot masters, in the stages you've got to find the letters that spell out Wily in order to get access to Dr. Wily's final level. Throughout the game, you can also gain what are called Pea Chips, and you can use these to give to Dr. Light, and he'll make you new power-ups. There's a few new innovations here, so this definitely puts an interesting spin on the game. And once those robot masters are defeated, you'll once again do battle with Ballade, and then you'll go and do battle with Dr. Wily in his space fortress, because for whatever reason, he always likes going to space in the Game Boy games. You'll fight your way through these levels, eventually finding yourself face to face with the evil scientist himself, and along the way you'll fight plenty of old and new threats alike. Once Dr. Wily's defeated, of course, Mega Man finds himself with no way out of the exploding space fortress, but he does get help from an unexpected benefactor, and he's able to return to Earth safely. Of course, as usual, Dr. Wily gets away, because if he didn't get away, we wouldn't have any more Mega Man games. Right from the get-go, this game is far superior to the 3 games that came before. Those were all just pretty straightforward games that didn't have much of a storyline, and Mega Man 4 ups the ante from the very beginning, even offering animated cutscenes to illustrate its story to begin. You'll have scenes throughout the game where you're chatting with Dr. Light, which helped to add some exposition, which was sorely missing from the earlier games, and added features like the item replicator later would find their way into the console games, and they definitely were one of my favorite features. Throughout the game, you will be challenged. There are some hard levels in this game, much like the previous game on the Game Boy, but this time around you actually have several more innovations to help you out, including making items with the item replicator and some other new items as well that you'll get along the way. It actually has a decent story, and it might be the only game in the Game Boy series that actually has a Mega Man killer who's a 3-dimensional, well-rounded character. And Ballade is definitely a challenge to fight, but he brings something new to the series, and I appreciate that. Dr. Wily, of course, always up to his old tricks, and I wouldn't say that this game really throws in any huge shockers plot-wise, but it's what you'd expect in the best of ways in that department. The game's not quite perfect, but any complaints I have here are very minimal. The biggest issue I have is with the difficulty and the continue points. Because of where the continue points are located, sometimes you're going to find yourself fighting the same mini-bosses and traversing the same tough, cheap death situations over and over again. Fortunately for most Mega Man players, things like this shouldn't be too far out of the realm of what's normal. When it was released, in my eyes, this was easily the best of the Game Boy Mega Man games. What do you think of Mega Man 4 for the Game Boy? Have you had a chance to play this one? Is it one of your favorites in the series? Is it one of your least favorites? What's your favorite or least favorite thing about it? I've got a comment section below, so please feel free to share your thoughts. I'll be reviewing the last game in the Game Boy series, Mega Man 5, sometime in the near future, and definitely want to hear thoughts from all my viewers. If you like this video, hit the like button, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. This has been Taylor T. Carlson, and I will see you on my next video.